already told Nathaniel review time.
Christopher, nice to see you. Have a seat. Can I get you anything? Water? Soda?
I'm fine. I got you some of your candy that I know is your favorite for a candy dish.
Oh, thanks. That's so thoughtful. It won't get you a higher score on your review, though. No bribing the boss.
I wouldn't dream about it. I just think a good boss deserves appreciation, too.
Oh, thanks. Well, we'll see what happens when it's time for my review, right? We all have to go through it, whether we like it or not. Here they are. Before we get started, I have to go over some company disclosures that I think were last updated in 1993.
Oh, God.
Here we go. A Plus Solutions believes performance evaluations benefit both employee and employer by providing a formal communication tool to recognize quality job performance, provide feedback, and set expectations for future development. Employees will be scored on a variety of competencies from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. A Plus strives...
Oh, there's more.
A Plus strives to give fair and balanced performance assessment without regard to the employee's age, gender, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. Yada, yada, yada. The rest is just instructions on where I should file the hard copies because this was written before there was really an internet. All right. Any questions before we start?
All good?
First up, your performance numbers. As you can see, no troubles here. 5 out of 5. Your goal was to bill more than you did in the previous year, and you did that in spades.
Yeah, that new DoD system just keeps busier than ever.
Seriously, great work. Let's see if you can take your billing even higher in the next year.
I'll give it my best shot.
Okay, next, I need to talk to you about General Baines for a bit.
Oh, God, General Baines, where do I start? He's like grumpy cat in military dress. I don't think I've ever seen that guy happy.
You know who he reminds me of? The guy from our gym. You know, the guy with the chiseled chin that looks like it could cut glass?
Oh, yeah. You think that guy's a jerk? You should see him in the locker room. He's yelling at employees all the time.
Really?
He threw a wet towel at one of the guys just because he was standing in front of the hamper. Not an accident.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he'd get along great with the general. But trust me, General Baines deserves every penny I build. I work my tail off trying to please him.
I'm sure you do. It's just like you work out hard at the gym. You know, I admire your discipline. I wish I had it when it's time for me to do my crunches. But I do need to go over some feedback we received from the general about your performance on site.
Is there an issue?
There have been some ongoing concerns. He's logged a few complaints.
Complaints? When?
They started about 9 months ago.
9 months? Heidi, how come you haven't told me about this stuff sooner?
I was waiting until now to discuss it at your review.
Heidi, but if I had known about this, I could have at least tried to make it change for the better.
Well, nothing's come up in the last few weeks, so you must have done something to alleviate his concerns. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
How can I not worry about it? He's been making grievances about me for almost a year, and I'm just finding out about this now? He probably thought I was deliberately ignoring his complaints this entire time.
Look, meeting client expectations is only 20% of your performance evaluations, so...
But I still would like to know what I've done. I mean, is he not satisfied with my work? Did something go wrong with the system update that I missed?
No, nothing like that. General Baines is very by the book, as you know, and he just had a few issues. He said something about how you don't wear a tie on site.
None of the other teams were wearing a tie. They're all business casual. But if I knew he expected a little bit more from me, I would have been more than happy to wear a tie. Heidi, I thought you of all people would have told me about this stuff.
Cool down a bit. Whether or not you have a tie on is just not what the bulk of this eval is about. Start wearing one tomorrow, okay?
Okay, what was the other complaints about?
One was about how you arrive a bit late on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But that's already been okay by me. I know that you have to be the one who takes your daughter to school every day, so don't worry about it. And the other one's more gossip than anything else.
What are you talking about?
An officer or two, I'm not really sure, overheard you grumbling about General Baines behind his back. And they told him about it.
I would never talk about General Baines inside the office. I mean, maybe it's possible one of our team members heard me talking about him at lunch or something, but I've never talked about him inside the building, except here with you now.
I'm sure that's true. I get the feeling that the general wasn't so concerned about what you said about him. It was more about how it reflected on your character.
My character?
I think he just meant that if you're willing to talk about people out of turn, then he's wondering what else you might be talking about. It's all about being cognizant of the sensitive information you have access to.
I would never.
I know that, and the general must know it too. If he really thought that you were sharing sensitive information, you would have been gone a long time ago.
And all this is going on my job review permanently?
I have given you 5 out of 5 in everything that I can. But yes, I'm going to have to mark you down for your performance on site. I can't just ignore it, even though I really want to. Believe me.
This is really upsetting, Heidi. This shouldn't be part of my score when I didn't hear anything about it until today.
Christopher, come on. You're very valued here. And these are things you can address easily and get a glowing review next time you're at bat, okay?
But does the general even know why I'm late on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
No, I didn't think it was right to share your personal life with a client.
You could have asked me if it was okay to tell him. I'd rather him know what I'm doing instead of just think I'm slacking off every day.
I'll talk to him about it, okay? I'll let him know about your situation. I'll explain to him that you didn't know about the dress code. And I'll reassure him that you are fully committed to the non-disclosure agreements you've signed, okay?
Not really, no. Okay.
It's gonna be fine, Christopher. I'll talk to him. Wait, I still need you to sign your review.
I'll sign it, but I'm not happy how this went down, Heidi. Not at all. Hey, Heidi, you got a sec?
Of course. What's up? What, no sour candy this time?
No. Hey, listen, we're all hearing rumors that A-Plus may lose their contract with the Department of Defense. You haven't heard anything about this, have you?
Well, we won't know for another week or two, but it's possible. It's pretty standard for them to look at their options when the contract's up for renewal, just to make sure that there are no other companies out there promising double the output for half the cost, right?
You don't think General Baines is considering pulling the plug because of issues with me, do you?
I doubt it. But then, do either of us really understand how that man's brain works?
This is serious. I can't be out of work. I have a family. I mean, you talked to him, right? Obviously sees I'm wearing a tie and that I've hired a babysitter because I'm at site earlier.
I'm sure he has. I haven't heard a peep from him.
But you did talk to him and explain that I wasn't aware of these issues, right? Heidi, should I be looking for a new job?
Christopher, you're an excellent and valued employee. If for some reason we lose the DoD contract, there are still others, and I'll do everything in my power to keep you here, okay?
All right. Thanks.
Want to grab some lunch later?
I have too much work to do.
How about Friday then? I understand that Christopher is worried about us losing the DoD contract, but this stuff happens in the contracting world. I really think he's letting this job review get the best of him. I gave him a glowing review. I reassured him multiple times that I believe in him. His billings were fantastic this year, and I will do whatever I can to keep him on my team. I mean, what more can you ask for, really? It's not my place to influence the client. The general had some issues. I told Christopher about them when his review came up, and he's addressed them. I really hope he's able to move on and concentrate on his output. He really shouldn't let a couple hiccups that only account for 20% of his evaluation score get in his way.
Up until the performance review, I really thought Heidi was a great boss. She was easy to work with, gave me a lot of latitude. What I've realized is that she's been so hands-off, that she put me and the company in this terrible position. She takes zero responsibility for not telling me sooner about the general's concerns. What started out as a molehill became the giant mountain that could just lose us our entire contract. Heidi was downright negligent. There's no other word for it. And I don't think she even talked to General Baines like she promised she would. She just avoids, and lets someone else take the heat. I better polish up my resume and look for something else. Even if we do keep the DoD contract, I'm not sure I can work for someone like Heidi for much longer.